Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jelly Roll's new song has fans saying the same thing. The night was quiet in Nashville, but inside the small studio on the east side of town, Jelly Roll's voice filled the room like a storm trying to break through the walls. His new song, unnamed to the public just yet, had already caused whispers among the engineers and friends who had been lucky enough to hear it. The song wasn't polished with heavy production or layered with electronic gloss. Instead, it was stripped down to the rawest form: a man, a guitar, and a voice that carried the weight of every mistake, every night of loneliness, every prayer whispered in the dark. "Play it again," one of his friends had said after the first listen. So he did, and with every repeat, the room seemed to grow smaller, as though the song pulled everyone inward, closer to their own hidden scars. The song that touched a Jelly Roll finally released the track. It was midnight. Fans were awake, waiting as they always did. His songs weren't just music. They were confessions people could lean on when the world felt too heavy. Within hours, the internet was buzzing. Twitter, Instagram, everywhere you looked, people were saying the same thing. "It feels like he wrote this about my life." That was the magic Jelly Roll carried. His words didn't just belong to him. They belonged to the kid trying to stay clean, to the single mother working 2 jobs, to the soldier remembering nights overseas, to the young man staring at a ceiling wondering if tomorrow was worth it. He had a way of writing his pain so honestly that it turned into a mirror for everyone else. A fan's story on the other side of the country, in a small town in Ohio, a girl named Emily sat on the edge of her bed with her headphones pressed tight. She was 17, and though the world thought of her as just another high school senior, inside she carried a loneliness too big for her age. Her father had left years ago, her mother worked nights, and her little brother depended on her more than he knew. When she heard Jelly Roll's new song for the first time, she froze. The lyrics spoke of nights spent searching for hope, of trying to hold on when everything seemed too broken to fix. She replayed the song again and again until the words carved themselves into her. By morning, Emily had written a message online. "I don't know how he does it, but it feels like Jelly Roll crawled into my head and wrote down everything I never said out loud." She wasn't alone. Thousands of people were posting the same thought in different words. From truck drivers on long highways to nurses working double shifts, the message was echoing across the country. "This song is my life." The road that made the song behind the music, Jelly Roll himself was quieter than usual. Interviews had taught him how to talk about his past, the arrests, the addictions, the brokenness that once defined him. But this song was different. This one had cost him something. He had written it after a night where sleep wouldn't come. Memories crept back like ghosts, a younger version of himself staring at jailhouse walls, a broken family waiting outside courtrooms, the feeling of being lost in a world that only saw him as trouble. But he also thought of the redemption, the wife who loved him, the daughter who looked up to him, the fans who turned his struggles into something that mattered. And from that balance of darkness and light, the song was born. It wasn't about success or fame. It wasn't about Billboard charts. It was about survival. Fans saying the same thing within a week of its release. The song had over 1 million streams. Yet the numbers weren't what people noticed most. It was the comment sections. Thousands of voices repeating one truth: "This is exactly how I feel but never knew how to say it. It's like he wrote my diary. I've been waiting for someone to put my pain into words." The song became less of a single and more of a conversation. Fans weren't just listening, they were sharing their stories with each other, finding community in the raw honesty Jelly Roll had given them. For some, it was the first time they admitted they were struggling. For others, it was a reminder that they weren't alone in the fight to keep going. A concert to remember weeks later, at a show in Kentucky, Jelly Roll stepped onto the stage and strummed the first chords of the song. The crowd, thousands strong, erupted, not in noise, but in voices singing every word back to him. He stopped mid-verse, lowering the microphone, letting the crowd carry the song. The arena glowed with foam lights, faces streaked with tears, strangers holding each other like old friends. For a moment, it didn't feel like a concert. It felt like church, not the kind with stained glass and pews, but the kind where broken people gathered to remind each other they weren't broken beyond repair. When Jelly Roll finally joined back in, his voice cracked, and the crowd roared louder, as if to tell him, "We get it. We feel it too." Why It Mattered music has always had the power to move people, but Jelly Roll's new song did something rare. It reminded people of their shared humanity. In a world filled with noise, arguments, and division, here was one melody that pulled people together. It didn't matter if you were young or old, rich or poor, Southern or Northern. Pain was universal. Healing could be too. And that's why fans kept saying the same thing. Not because they lacked creativity, but because the song had reached a truth so deep there was only one way to describe it. This is my story too. The legacy of a song months later, the song continued to spread, finding homes in playlists and car rides, late-night reflections, and early morning prayers. Some fans got tattoos of the lyrics. Others wrote letters they'd never send, using the song as their guide. And for Jelly Roll, the impact wasn't measured in sales or awards, but in the quiet moments, like when a fan hugged him after a show and whispered, "Your song saved my life." He never took those words lightly. He knew too well how fragile a life could be, how one night could change everything. If his music gave someone a reason to hold on, then every scar, every failure, every sleepless night he had lived through was worth it. Conclusion: Jelly Roll's new song wasn't just another release. It was proof that honesty still mattered in music. It was proof that one person's pain could become another person's hope. And maybe that's why, no matter who you asked, the answer was always the same. Fans across the world, from quiet bedrooms to crowded arenas, echoed the same truth: "It feels like he wrote this about me." Because in a way he had.